to night school where shadows creep. Grab your popcorn, don't fall asleep. The doors are open, let the nightmares play. You won't make it out today. Welcome to night school. The doors have reopened.
Okay, class, sit down, because we got some shit to talk about today. Go ahead, guys, have a seat, please. Have a seat. Get down.
Where are we again?
No,
This is weird.
But first off, welcome to a brand new class. Yeah, hey, everybody. It's me, Tommy James, a.k.a. Mr. Oh So Smooth, a.k.a. The Smooth Effect himself, a.k.a. The Movie Guy, baby. And you're probably wondering, why the hell are we on a train? What are we doing on a train?
Yeah, where's my sticky chair?
Oh, well, actually, Mr. Big Money, there is indeed a sticky seat right over there. You see there's gum over there?
To clarify, it's Mr. Eddie. Big Money's my first name.
Sorry, that is very true. Mr. Money. Mr. Money. Indeed. Please go ahead and have a seat. And, of course, Mr. Malave, you as well, have a seat.
First of all, there's no sticky chairs. There's only sticky floors on the train. Everyone knows that.
There is sticky chairs too.
True.
There's also sticky chairs. Well, but they're not chairs though. They're really kind of like benches and seats. We call them seats.
Whatever.
We call them seats.
Listen, first of all, I didn't even sign a permission slip for this. I didn't even pay my fare to get on this train, but I'm gonna get on it because I love me some night school horror. And I don't see what the hype is about. Let's just see what it is.
Well, we'll get there, sir. We will get there. But of course, let me actually take full and legitimate attendance here. So we have here, check it out here, the Music Man, or it also says here, the current and reigning and almost undefeated Who You Got champion, Matthew, aka Mr. Malave.
Yo, you know what? I take back everything I just said. I fucking love that intro. Thank you very much. I'm Mr. Malave, a.k.a. Matthew Malave. And you know what? I'll sit there. I'll sit here. I'll sit anywhere because I'm ready to go. And I'm geared up because that's what a champ does. It gets ready and geared up to go.
Okay. All right. Sounds pretty good in your opinion. Now, let's move down here. We have, this is an interesting name right here because there's a lot going on here. Says Mr. Money, but then hold on a second. Big Money Eddie. Oh, I like this one. The Grand Wizard of Horror. Grand Wizard of Horror.
It's horror.
Horror. I'm sorry.
Yeah, get it right.
I did not. Let me put a space there. Horror. Grand Wizard of Horror. Big Money Eddie is here.
Hello, everybody. Doing well. I just sat down in this nice, comfortable, sticky bench. And now I am sipping on my Café du Monde from actually New Orleans, which I got a little import coffee here. I'm enjoying it. I'm sipping. I have high energy because I'm hyped.
Very hyped. And I'm glad that, everyone has brought their coffee mugs and their cups because, it is early in the morning right now, as we know. This is night school horror, but this is why it's a special class. We are here. It's bright and early in the morning. So I do apologize for everybody to have to get up for this class. And final person here, we have Florida's favorite creep, Sabrina Ace. Sabrina Ace.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I tried calling her too. This is the second week in a row, bro. Like I'm kind of getting worried.
Yeah, that's weird because she did.
It's concerning that she's not here. Honestly, I don't know where she is.
Yeah, that is a little strange, especially knowing that. She sent that email, but I never. Let me check real quick.
Yeah, man. I mean, I've been trying to call her. I haven't gotten response back. No. Like, there's no email back. I'm just like.
No email.
I don't even know what's going on.
No,
I really don't know.
I don't have anything either.
I just met her 3 weeks ago, so I don't have her contact information, but I'm concerned because she seemed like a nice lady.
I am gonna have to give out.
She's a creep, so
yeah, she is a bit of a creep.
Creepy
though.
People.
Yeah, it's a little strange.
Touché.
I think I'm gonna have to see if I can contact her by any. Well, during class, I'll try to see if I can contact her because it has been a little interesting, and she has been kind of quiet for a while. We do know that she went to the previous school, night school horror. So hopefully everything's okay. But before that, again, let's not get away from this, okay? Because we are here right now. We are on the train. We are on what I like to call the hype train.
It's time to come aboard the.
That's right. We are here for the hype train. For all the listeners out there, again, welcome and thank you so much for listening to Night School Horror. You need to go ahead and like, subscribe, and definitely enroll in Night School Horror. Now, what is the hype train? Mr. Malave. We have been doing the hype train for so long on the second round, baby. Oh, been doing it for so long, the second round's on us. Now, could you please explain to the listeners out there what indeed it means to be coming aboard the hype train?
It's time to come aboard the.
Oh, yeah. So the hype train is something really great because you know what? There's so many different movies and shows and just books and everything coming out in this year, and we all get hyped for it, right? Every time you see a new trailer, every time you see a new breaking news, anything else like that, you get super hyped for it. So on the hype train, we all gather up all of our hypeness and we jump aboard, ride that train, and we talk about everything we're hyped for this year. And we're in 2025, and we've been doing it for 10 years, and we've been boarding the hype train for about 10 years. So here we are again, and I cannot wait to get into it. The hype train is the shit, and I am fully prepared. You see the excitement?
Oh, you have to be excited because it's the hype train.
It's time to come aboard.
And what I was going to mention is that one of the best things about the hype train, right, is that we get to be positive about pop culture. Sometimes when we do these shows, we can get a little bit on the negative Nancy side because we're trying to critique it and everything for your entertainment, of course, my dearly beloved audiences. But at the same time, we just want to share our excitement because at the end of the day, we are fans of horror. And because we are fans of horror, we need to keep going and express our enthusiasm for, like what Matt said, movies, TV, books, comics, all of it. So get hyped.
Get hype. That's the best way to look at it. And I'm excited for this. So for everybody that's new that doesn't know how we used to actually do this, each person is going to go around and name 2 different things that they are currently hyped about in the horror community. Like Big Money just said as well. TV, movies, books, comic books, theme parks, there's a lot of shit in the horror world coming out. So we want to tell you what we're hyped about, and we're hoping that all the listeners out there as well can agree or maybe even disagree. And we might even give you some hidden gems as well that you might not have even known about. So It's time. We're on the train. The train's going to start going. Conductor, let's get this shit on the damn road because, again, it's time to come aboard the hype train.
It's time to come aboard the.
All right, we're going to start with...
Stand clear of closing doors, please.
That's it. I'm stand clear of the closing doors, please. Okay, so let's go right off the bat. We are going to start with none other than Mr. Money himself. Mr. Money, let's start with you. Go ahead. Tell me one of the references in pop culture currently that could be coming out that you are hyped about.
So this one is probably the one that that's already about to be released, literally like a day from today, is Death of a Unicorn. It's coming out very soon. I'm excited. Death of a Unicorn. Okay. So first of all, Studio A24. Like even their worst movies tend to be okay.
Sure. Yeah.
So, at least for me, I enjoy a lot of their work. Yeah, I'm not saying it's all perfect, but look who's here. We got Big Paul Rudd.
Big Paul Rudd. Big Paul Rudd.
What?
Big Paul Rudd. Big Paul Rudd. What happened? You just do it one. What the fuck, man?
We got to keep going.
Go ahead.
No, you can keep going. It's fine because Paul Rudd is amazing, right? We have Jenna Ortega. We can call her small Jenna.
Small Jenna.
Small
No,
Jenna.
that doesn't work, guys.
No. Big Paul Rudd
We
is
got to
the
figure
that's the
something out.
best
We
way
got
to
to
go.
figure it out. Yeah.
Tiny Jenna. Tiny Jenna.
Got to be careful, guys. Got to be careful.
Yeah, that
you
might
know,
be dangerous.
It's Jenna Ortega. You know, I know she's above age now, but like, you know, come on. That sounds something.
Yeah.
That's like no.
Then you have Taya Leone, which, you know, eternal derp face, but also amazing. And then you have Richard E. Grant, who you might not know who he is, but he's the guy who is awesome in everything he is in, but you don't know his name. He's one of those actors, okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you have Will Poulter, who I think is still trying to escape what I think is the Narnia curse, because I still think everybody remembers his character from Narnia. And unfortunately, he has that I want to punch you face. But it works for him in movies. It works for him in movies.
Sure.
And he's like this. Yeah. So I was watching the trailer for this and I was ecstatic. Like it had a Harry and the Hendersons vibe. It had an E.T. vibe. It had the traditional hallmarkers of a great comedy horror, which, you know, you don't see a lot of comedy horror that goes out of this over budget way. Usually it's indie and not a lot of known people partake in the film. These are like big names. And first of all, they kill a unicorn. And apparently nobody knew unicorns existed until now. Apparently can cure cancer.
I want to stop you real quick there, Big Money, because you said they kill a unicorn. That's the premise in the beginning of this movie, is that they kill a unicorn. Go ahead.
Yeah.
No.
So they kill a unicorn, and then this is just the trailer. I'm not giving anything away because I have not seen the movie. Nobody's seen the movie yet except maybe a few critics. Then they kill the unicorn. They bring the unicorn. Apparently, they find out it's a baby unicorn, and their parents are really pissed off and are going to kill a bunch of people.
Opposite of Bambi.
That is a fucking excellent premise.
Opposite of Bambi, pretty much.
Yeah. The opposite.
Yes.
I like it.
By the way, there's another Bambi movie coming up, or already showed up, that Bambi is trying to take vengeance on the people who killed
Bambi the Reckoning. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, the Reckoning. That's ridiculous.
It's kind of ridiculous. Very excited for that. That's actually in the Pooniverse.
Yeah. The Pooniverse.
The Pooniverse.
I love Poon. I got to be honest. I love Poon.
It is definitely the Pooniverse. But I will say this, Big Money, that I've seen that trailer. Okay, for Death of a Unicorn. When it first was announced, I was really confused. I was like, what in God's name could they be doing here? I'm thinking more of like like that movie that just came out last year, If, with the imaginary friend.
Yes.
So I thought it was more like that, and it may be like the fact that it's called Death of a Unicorn, maybe there's like a drama type of feel to it. It has a metaphor. No, it is a death of a unicorn, and it's a fucking horror movie, and it's got my man Big Paul Rudd in it, so you know it's going to be good.
It's going to be good.
And he's the dad. He's Jenna Ortega's father, which I don't see that, but I'm excited to see it because, the unicorn is like going to do some dirty shit to people.
Yeah. And not even just, that unicorn's dead, but the two other unicorns that are coming after them, holy fucking shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm excited for that. A24, it's going to be visually amazing because they're constantly just one-upping themselves on visuals, on characters, on coloring, and like just everything, So yeah, I'm mixed reviews over here because the premise itself just seems outlandish, right? But I'm excited to see it because we have A-listers on there, and it's just something I'm gonna watch and just have an open mind on it. Do I want to see a unicorn kill people? I didn't think about it before, but I'm thinking about it now, and yeah, I do. It's also based on a novel from 1985. I don't know if you guys know that. Like, it's by Peter Dickinson. I didn't read it, so I'm not trying to be that smart, but it's definitely based on an adaptation from a book. The critics have already scored it so far. It's certified rotten right now, right? 64 is certified rotten, right?
It's teetering. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like middle way point. You know, IMDb, it's 5.5. But we all know we take those critic ratings with a grain of salt because we watch it with our own eyes, and I think everyone should do that. You know, but yeah, now I'm hyped. Jenna Ortega is always great, so you know.
Yeah, I agree. And Mr. Malave, I'm going to ask that you're like pretty down the train right now. Like, you know, like I know like the doors kind of like you're kind of opening and closing the door at the same time. I know it's fun to do that, but I need you to get a little closer because it sounds like, you know, there's like the ambience of outside is really, it's really hard to hear you sometimes, sir. Could you move fucking closer? All right. We're on a fucking train.
Fine. I like being in the back of the train.
Well, now it sounds like you even went further back. Like, why don't you come a little closer there, buddy? I need to be able to fucking hear you, if anything. Okay, Big Money, let's go ahead and continue on here. Tell us a little bit more of what makes you hyped for this movie.
So one of the things I enjoy about horror in general is when it goes into outlandish territory. Still sticking with you know some basic ground rules. Like once a movie establishes its own rules, then they have to follow suit. But I'm sometimes get tired of too realistic movies. Like it's movies. You got to be a little bit unrealistic. You got to have some level of imagination for it to be fun. Because I'm gonna be honest. Like sometimes I watch some of these like stalker movies and things like that, and I'll enjoy it, but it's just becomes run of the mill. It becomes same old. Think about it. A unicorn murder slasher movie.
Yeah. I'm here for it.
And it's who would have thought that premise would have been possible? Granted, the novel came out in '85, which thank you, Malave, because I was going to mention it and I forgot. But I would never have read that book.
No.
But because it's not my type of book that I would read, but it's definitely a movie I would see. And that's a big difference.
Yes.
I really think that the one criticism I have is that I think that Jenna Ortega being Paul Rudd's daughter, even though it's plausible age-wise, when will she stop being somebody's daughter and just be like the adult that she actually is?
You know what I mean? She's like 23, right?
Yeah, but she still has that like child. That's why she's playing Wednesday. Like she has that childlike, but she has like that childlike face. You know what I mean? And she's also tiny. She is very tiny. So
22. She's 22.
Yeah. So she's at that point. It's very easy for her to play a high schooler.
It's like Ralph Macchio in the 80s, right? It's like basically Ralph Macchio was like 30 when he did Karate Kids. Not really, but he was close to it. He was actually the same age, and I think a little bit older than Terry Silver.
He is older than Terry Silver.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't know that. Mm-hmm. It is so funny. But Jenna Ortega, I think, will have a moment in her life where somebody's going to play her mom, and she's actually going to be older than her. That's actually going to happen. That's my only complaint about the movie.
Yeah. I could see that. So, absolutely. And I have to agree. I am pretty hyped about that as well. I'm very excited when Paul Rudd is on, is in anything, you want to see it. You're just like, it's fucking Paul Rudd. We need to watch this movie. So that means, Big Money, you are on board that hype train for Death of a Unicorn.
100%. I'm on board.
It's time to come aboard.
All right, let's move on to Mr. Malave. Mr. Malave, why don't you tell me something that you are currently on that hype train for?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I cannot wait. Because I am super hyped for the new Final Destination Bloodlines. All right. It's been so long since we got a chapter in Final Destination, and when they tied it all together and actually made the last movie a prequel, and we didn't know that to the end. Spoiler, guys. Sorry. But like, it was kind of like, oh shit. Like, you know what? At first I was like, you guys should stop making these movies. And then now when they tied it all back together, I was like, oh, all right, well, I'm here for it. But then they went away, right? They went away. And then finally now we get a new chapter in it. And we get to really just devastate and traumatize a whole new generation with all of these kills, right? And if you don't know what Final Destination is, just go Google it. It's about fucking death. It's literally death, killing people, and killing people in all these crazy accidental ways, quote unquote. And the new trailer is out. We've have you all seen the trailer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a trailer though. It's
a teaser trailer.
It's not even but it's not a trailer. It's like a scene. Here's a scene from our movie to get you hyped.
2-minute trailer, like 2-minute teaser. Sure.
I'm going to tell you right now, Miss Malave, that fucking teaser, whatever the fuck they want to call it, the scene, pissed me the fuck off. I'll put my glasses down. All right, I put the glasses down, I put a British accent on, and I went on my TikTok, which you can go to my TikTok, it's Movie Guy, baby, and you can check it out what I was saying about it, but I'll actually explain more as we go along. But I did not like what I seen.
I hear you, man. You know what? Because like what made and I kind of agree with you in a way, because I've seen your rant on your video, your movie therapist. I've seen it, right? And I kind of agree with you in a way, right? Because what made Final Destination so good and so traumatizing to us growing up is the fact that like these things can happen. Till this day in Final Destination 2, when you see all those logs on the truck and they fucking ram into a car and smash the dude's head in, every time I'm driving, I move away. I move away from a truck like that.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Me too.
When there's water bottles in my cup holder and they're not fully fastened, and they can possibly move if I brake and go underneath my brake and I can't brake, I'm moving those bottles away, right? All those things have been traumatizing enough because that can actually fucking happen, right? In this teaser trailer, if you guys haven't seen it, right? There's this tattoo artist, piercing guy, whatever. He is in his shop late at night. There's they've already alluded to this fan that's kind of loose, and he like a chain comes off, pops onto one of his piercings on his nose. And then he just kind of like flows up there. And then like he's getting stuck. And you're like, oh, wait a minute. Is he going to get ripped off by like the ceiling fan? Fuck you, movie. Because the ceiling fan would have just came right off. Right. And then he would have been good. Right. But then finally it rips off. And then he just lands in all of this like alcoholic solution that's on fire right now. And then he burns up. Sorry, that's a little unrealistic. And I know movies got a movie, but the whole premise of Final Destination is this shit can actually happen. You know what I mean?
1,000%. 1,000%. And that was my biggest issue with that teaser because, like you said, like we haven't had a Final Destination in a really long time. So understandably too, because it was getting a little ridiculous after a while.
It was getting crazy.
It was getting too much.
Because it was to the point where they were just like, let's find more creative ways to kill people. Hey, I've heard of that before. It's called Saw. And that was the biggest issue with Saw, where it was just like, it's not about the story, it's more about Ligori. Hey, I go for Mr. Malave for that one because it's glorious. But one thing that I will say is that whole scene and how it plays out is completely unrealistic. And as we know, I love to say that realism in horror movies is a huge deal. Even if it's a fantasy-like type of movie, like Death of a Unicorn, for example, there's got to be some sort of realism, even if you're using a fictional characters here. Or if you're using magic, that's fine. But there's got to be something there that can scare you as the audience member. Now, when it comes to Final Destination, the first one, absolutely. That's why it was a fucking smash. The second one, 1,000%. It was a smash hit. The third one, again, 1,000%.
Roller coaster, man.
The roller coaster, the tanning booth, like that was creative deaths. They figured that shit out. Creative, but everyday scenarios.
Yes. Where people go there every day.
Yes.
Where at least everybody can say, yes, I've driven behind a car with logs in them. Yes, I've flown on an airplane before. Yes.
I've been on a roller coaster.
I've been to a roller coaster. All these are, yes, I've done it. Yes, I've done it. Yes. So I just wanted to say that because that is part of this, the horror.
The lore of Final
And the horror, the actual horror that you get from Final Destination is that it's everyday things.
Right.
Everyday things.
Correct.
Mhm.
And
Now
I
I
agree.
do see in the stills and the poster, the movie poster or whatever, it is like a building on fire. Like we can allude to what the whole main thing is going to be, because there's always that main like accident that happens that triggers death to kind of finish its story. You know what I mean? So who's to say that this whole building doesn't explode or like come down or something, what have you? But
Look,
you know, let's just hope that what we've seen in the trailer is like the worst death of the whole movie. You know,
if it's the worst, why make it one of the highlights of your movie? But
That's true.
the other thing I was going to mention is that here's how they will. I'm going to be honest. I'm not that hyped for this movie. Here's how I would be hyped based on the teaser posters and everything. If they do a kind of homage to Towering Inferno in a way where it's Final Destination, that's interesting. That's different, and I think that could work. But they haven't given us clues that it's that. I'm just
Right.
basing it off of just like what you said, Malave. It's just like, well, we see some interesting things. Yes, it's interesting. And to be fair to the scene is shot beautifully. Like the lighting,
Oh, yeah.
everything. It is beautifully shot. It's just unrealistic in its portrayal of death. But hopefully that's the only unrealistic thing. And if it's not realistic throughout the whole thing, at least have an explanation for why it's not realistic.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree with you. It does. I mean, the subtitle is Bloodlines. So like, I know for a fact they're going to tie in all the other ones, or at least the first 1 and 2, because those are kind of like chronologically like involved with each other, and the last one as well. So we'll see what we do. We do get Tony Todd. He did film his scenes before he passed.
Yeah.
So we get to kind of like see him as, I guess, the Grim Reaper of this whole thing.
Oh, he's dead. Yeah, pretty much.
Before the Grim Reaper got him. Yeah.
Yeah. Before the Grim Reaper
exactly.
actually got him. But
Yeah.
the one thing I wanted to say too was like with that realism portion of it. I mean, in the ending of the third movie, they are what we are on currently, a train. So, and a train could crash. Those are possibilities. And I feel with that whole concept of the nose ring, like, all right, as we know in Final Destination, I don't want to harp on it too long, but we got to explain it too, because in Final Destination, when death is coming for you, little things start to occur, which then eventually occurs the death. And everything that added up to it just didn't make any sense. Okay, he has the nose ring, the fucking chain breaks, and for some weird fucking reason, now, okay, this train wants to swing, cool. That's what happens if a chain breaks. It swings if it's high. It latches on to the actual nose ring. But not only does it latch, it locks. And to me, there's the BS, right? That's the first BS, because I'm like, okay, first off, in every other movie, it's a chain of events. There's a reason why that happened to that happened. Like, let's say in the first one, when the guy gets the when he the friend gets it around his neck and he fucking dies. The soap falls. Like it's chaining, and the event,
the water is leaking from the pipe.
Right. So you're getting to that point. This doesn't make sense. The fact that it would latch onto him, but it would lock. Now that's where I feel the realism really pushes it to too far left. So that to me is an issue. Yeah. The other part, now it's starting to wrap around the fan, the ceiling fan. Okie dokie, that makes sense. That can happen. That's what would happen if it's because the ceiling fan spins. And then it begins to pull him up. Again, that makes sense. That could happen. That's what would happen if you put a noose around it and it goes around here. But just like if you put a noose, don't put a noose, but if you put a noose around a ceiling fan and it starts to spin, it then begins to pull you up a little bit. But eventually, what happens, Big Money?
Oh, ceiling was going to break, or your nose is going to give. Either way, something's going to
or the fan's going to fucking break. Like, we weigh more. That's how we have to look at it. We got to talk about weight for a second. That was a big dude. We're not talking about a skinny dude, okay? He was a tall guy. He was probably in his 30s, if anything. Maybe 40s. He's going up. He's got to be what? What do you think? Maybe 225, about 230 maybe.
We can even give him 200. Like it doesn't
Give
matter.
him fucking 200. So he weighs more than the fucking ceiling fan itself, plus the ceiling, which, by the way, that didn't look like it was a brand new building, so I don't think it was concrete. It was probably vinyl fucking ceiling tiles, which, as we've all seen vinyl ceiling tiles, you could take a fucking baseball, throw it up there, and it goes right through. He was able to get pulled up. You can punch it. Yes, it's like drywall.
I have.
That's why you can punch a hole in a wall, because it's like drywall. So you get pulled up. How did it took forever for that thing to fucking break? Then the fire. Then no, and I feel like that was your entrance for us to go, ooh, another Final Destination. No, I again, and I almost put the accent on there for a second, but no, I feel like it was you pushed it too far. You could have shown me something different, maybe. Like Mr. Malabi, like you were saying, it's involved with the buildings and whatnot. People look like in the poster that they're falling. Listen, it could be a September 11th thing that they may touch. It's been a while, so they could technically touch on it if they want to, because things like that happen. Bombs in buildings, all that type of shit. So why didn't we see that right before the bomb or a plane or whatever?
That would have been more interesting.
And then you cut.
Another thing that for me is the name itself, which is why the first three, at least for me, work so well, is because it says Final Destination. It's the inevitability of all the deaths. Like there is no escape, because death is creating this scenario. It's a Kobayashi Maru. It's an impossible no-win scenario, right? Where you've set it up where the people can't escape. And when they do escape, and the people do escape or whatever, you go like, oh my God. Because in every other scenario, there was no escape. Like you see this thing in this trailer, and you go like, just unhook your ring,
right?
Yeah, just
literally.
But he laughs. But he laughs. He's like, and you're like, well, you didn't know nothing. Just thought to yourself, like, yeah, okay, you might get a little giggle out of it because that's fucking random. But like, bro, unhook the ring. Just
quickly. Boom.
Now, and then like maybe then something else can happen. But no, I feel like that tease, it didn't work. And the Bloodlines portion of it obviously means, like Mr. Malavi, like you said, it's going to tie into something. And if you guys remember, there was a film in the franchise called The Final Destination, which was supposed to
I think that was like number 4.
I believe it was. I believe it was number 4.
It was number 4.
And then they made number 5. And you were like, that one was the final. Okay, never mind. I'm not going to do this. So, yeah.
Fuck it.
All right. Well, listen, Mr. Malave, you are indeed, you're excited. You're hyped.
Yes, I'm excited. I'm hyped because I love Final Destination. And you know what? Let me see what they're going to give me. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's been so long. I just want to know what you're going to give me. So, You know what? I'm on board. I'm on board this hype train.
It's time to come aboard
Indeed you are, sir. You are on board that hype train. All right, let me go now.
But fair.
I mean, we'll see. We are going to see it because the listeners, they want to hear what we have to say. We may even do a little special thing where we talk about the entire franchise, and then we'll go into Bloodlines. But let's get away from Final Destination because it's my turn. Okay. Ooh, that like caught me right in the throat.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, right? You heard that? I was like, okay.
Are you scared? Are you crying? Are you about to cry?
Yeah, I felt like I was going to cry for a second. But because I want to talk about something real quick. And something that I'm hyped about, okay? I'm really excited because I feel like I want to like put on my old school gi and throw my black belt on and start doing some fucking karate and shit, fucking hit people in the face because Mortal Kombat 2 has just released stills. Some pictures, okay? And we got to see my man Carl Urban, who's playing Johnny Cage. And before I get into it, I got to go to Mr. Malabe real quick. Mr. Malabe, I know you are a fan of the boys.
I am a fan of the boys, baby.
Sir. You love the boys. So here's my question. Carl Urban gets casted as Johnny Cage. First reactions, go.
I mean, when he got casted, I was just like, okay, we'll see what's going to happen. Let's see. But then I saw the still, and I'm like, yo, I'm in it. All right? He's portraying it. I am in it. The glasses, everything. I'm like, this motherfucker looks like Johnny Cage. He's Johnny Cage. I love it.
All right, Big Money, you hear it. You are like, oh, my God, Carl Urban. He went over...
Excitement, possibly related to a film or video game. You saw a still image.
What was that?
What was that? Somebody.
Wow.
Did you guys hear that?
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
Yes,
okay. Okay.
What?
I think that might be Sabrina. I mean, then again, guys, we are on a train. It's probably somebody from fucking, we are making stops here and there. What was that? That was weird. That wasn't anyone's phone, right? Because that was creepy. That was really creepy.
very creepy.
But all right, let's try that.
No.
That was weird. Let's try that again. Okay. I'm keeping that, by the way. So big money.
This
Okay.
fucking train is haunted. Fuck.
And the night school horror, my friend. So, okay, big money. I want to get to you real quick. Okay, so Carl Urban, right? He got the role over The Miz, as we know this. The Miz was fighting so hard to become Johnny Cage. And I know, sir, you like yourself a little Judge Dredd, okay? You like a good old Judge Dredd
Yes.
right there. So when you heard Carl Urban's getting Johnny Cage, what did you think?
Oh, so I'm hyped. I'm hyped because I am going to be very honest. Carl Urban has never disappointed me in a role, ever. Like every role from Cupid, yes, he did Cupid in Hercules, and he was awesome as Cupid. When he was doing Éomer in Lord of the Rings, fucking phenomenal. When he was Dr. McCoy Bones in Star Trek, he was exactly like DeForest Kelly. So super excited for what he did. Dredd, amazing, like the best comic book movie in the last 15 years, in my opinion. Some people might disagree, but I think it's just like, or character stays to, it's just amazing. Everything he has been in The Boys, like he is the breakout character from that show. Everybody wants to be him. Everybody wants to be the Australian cunt. It's like everybody. He is. I think he's a phenomenal actor. When he beat out The Miz, now The Miz is the real life Johnny Cage in a way,
Right.
and that makes sense. And I get why people would be upset with that. But Carl Urban is such a great actor, and he just puts himself on those roles.
Yeah.
If you see the making of all his movies, you don't realize how much he gets into the characters that he does.
Yeah.
Again, watch how he trained for Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
Actually, for Lord of the Rings itself, like how much he spent time on swordplay and horseback riding, even though he was not even one of the main characters of this whole thing. Okay, he has a total of 30 minutes of screen time, but again, amazing what he did for just that. His training for Dredd, his training for The Boys, and again, just watch a clip of the old Bones from Star Trek, and then watch his performance from the new Trek, and tell me how committed he is to the thing. Carl Urban probably played every single Mortal Kombat game with Johnny Cage in it.
Probably.
I agree.
And the storylines too. I mean, sorry, go ahead, man.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, no. So, I mean, the only concern I had when he got casted was the fact that he's 52 and he might have been a little too old. But then I see the stills and you're like, with CGI and makeup and everything, it doesn't really fucking matter. The only thing, I think the reason why they chose Carl Urban instead of The Miz is the fact that with The Miz, you're gonna get real life Johnny Cage, but he's kind of also silly and he's over the top, and which is Johnny Cage, but with the tone of Mortal Kombat 2 or just Mortal Kombat in general, it's darker, it's meaner, it's a lot of violence, right? And The Boys, you see it straight up, it's a lot of violence, it's dark, it's filmed that way, right? So that's why I feel with the tone of Mortal Kombat 2 and even Johnny Cage being all silly and bubbly superstar kind of thing, I feel the tone of the movie is set perfectly for that cast. So yeah, that's just my opinion.
Yeah, and the one thing that a lot of fans are being upset about is the fact that he is older. Like you said, he's 52, but he's playing a 52-year-old. He's washed up. And a lot of people say, well, in the games, he's younger. Well, yes, that is true, but he's also older in the games, too. Now, he's probably not 52. He's probably in his 40s, but, that they're doing it right. They're taking the actor and they're saying, we're going to make you, Carl Urban, Johnny Cage. So you're just a washed up fucking action hero. Now to see where this is going to go is, in my opinion, really exciting. But remember, we also saw a bunch of other stills too. We got to see what Katana looks like. She looks fantastic. Not going to lie.
Yeah, she does.
She looks really good. We got a chance to see another still of Scorpion, which he, they changed his outfit a little bit, but he still looks badass.
Yep.
So I'm excited for that.
No, I agree.
No issues there. And we saw Shao Kahn. We got to see Shao Kahn. And Big Money, I got to go to you about this one. I know you're a big Mortal Kombat guy. I know you love Mortal Kombat and you like to do the voices too. Can you give me two things I want from you? I want to hear your best impression of Shao Kahn, and then I want you to tell me what you think about what he looks like.
Let me see if I can finish him. That's what I can do.
All right, that's fine. We'll take it. Now, all right. What he looks like though. How do you feel when you see that?
So I honestly, I saw him and I was thinking to myself, I think he looks fine. I don't. A lot of people think that yes, it is a mask, but he's also not a human underneath it. A lot of people don't know that. Like, he is an actual monster beneath it. So based on what I've seen, I enjoy it. I want to see more. I want to see where they take it, because the last time that Shao Kahn's been on screen was not good. Like, movie-wise, it was not good. No, it was not.
No.
Father, I have lived. And you go like, oh my God, that is not Shao Kahn.
No, he was tiny too.
Yeah,
Yes,
definitely.
Raiden was taller than him.
Yeah, I was like, dude, why is not only Raiden taller than you, but why is Liu Kang taller than you? He's supposed to be tiny. Yeah, he was like a fake version of Stone Cold Steve Austin.
For real.
Yes.
Talking like Sylvester Stallone.
It didn't work. No, I'm sorry, it just did not work.
Yes. No, he didn't work at all. Also, another thing, they need to make him an imposing threat in terms of fighting. Like, his fighting prowess needs to be to the point where it's obvious that he can't be beat by almost anyone. Like, it's the only way that you're going to get away with whatever you're building up to, because Shao Kahn, like, for example, the reason why he didn't work in the second movie, besides that the second movie was terribly written in Mortal Kombat Annihilation, was that from the get-go, as soon as he invaded, first of all, in the first movie, amazing intro for him, right?
Oh, at the end, yeah.
Yeah.
I've come for your soul.
Pathetic fools, I've come for your soul.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
And then the song hits and you're like, fucking go right now. Like, yeah, that was hype. That was hype.
Yeah.
And then you get Mortal Kombat Annihilation, and then when he comes in, the earth was created in 6 days, but so too it shall be destroyed. And on the 7th day, mankind will rest in peace. So apparently, the Bible exists in Outworld. And
Raiden also changed.
Yeah.
Like,
Different
immediately you were like, that's not Raiden. That's not Johnny Cage. That's not Sonya. What's happening here?
Did you guys just recast the whole Mortal Kombat, guys? All right, no doubt.
And then the reason why it didn't work was because then Raiden and Shao Kahn fight, and Raiden whoops his ass badly. Like bad. It's not even a close fight. It's not a close fight. And at that point you go like, oh, we just need Raiden superpowered to beat him. So it loses the threat capability of Shao Kahn. You need Shao Kahn to be this imposing threat. They need to keep that. That's my only one thing. I'm okay with the image. I'm not a huge fan of the image that I saw, but I'm also not hating it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they need like some kind of montage or like maybe a quick little prequel of like a background to Shao Kahn and like him killing so many people like in like a tournament or anything else, so that his like kind of rise to power to kind of like, because he's the main antagonist in the movie. So like, we need some kind of like a bunch of like to be scared of him. We need him to kill a bunch of people really quickly.
Yeah, I think one issue that I've seen online too is they're all saying that based on that still, which it's what, shoulder up, shoulders up.
Yeah, exactly.
They're saying that he looks tiny. Now, what a lot of people don't realize is that
His
he's being played by Martin Ford, who's fucking a monster. He's a big fucking, he's a bodybuilder, but he's fucking huge. So I think that the fans are reacting a little too like silly at this point. Like, you're just seeing shoulder length, okay? We don't know, you know, if we back it up. I mean, let me check real quick. He's six. Let's see. He's 6'6".
Yeah, that's crazy.
He's fucking huge. Like, what do you mean? Like, you know, I don't, you know, and then movie magic, he's 7.
You can make him,
You know, you make him big because, I mean, if you think about it, like all those other guys in this movie, they're tiny. There's not really somebody that's just fucking huge. I mean, Jax, he's a big boy, but, you know, again, movie magic. We can make this guy fucking look like he's 8 feet tall if we want to, you know, but again, if the listeners out there or the people on the internet and they're looking at it, well, I'm a little afraid he's gonna be like the other one. He's gonna be small. No. Martin Ford's a big fucking boy.
Just Google him.
Just Google that fucking guy. He's a big fucking monster. So I think he's gonna do a great job. And again, I'm really excited to see where this is going to go. I am totally going to fucking see it because I did watch the first one and I enjoyed it. I think it was silly, but you know, again, it's fucking Mortal Kombat. Like, we have to have fun. What do we want? We wanted death. We wanted kills, and we got that. Okay, we got that, and it was fun. So
we got fatalities.
We got brutalities. And I was really happy about it. We know that, you know, Kano's coming back, Sub-Zero's coming back. Obviously, he's coming back as a new Cybot. We know that Cole Young is coming back. Whoopity zoo. Nobody cares. But we have a lot of other characters that are going to be involved, Sindel and all this stuff. But again, that movie's coming out this year. We're definitely going to do an episode about it. I don't want to get too much into it because we'll probably touch a little Mortal Kombat and then we'll start actually doing the episode when the movie comes out. But let me just put it that way. Of course, I am 1,000% aboard the hype train for Mortal Kombat 2.
It's time to come aboard the...
Now we're going to go over to Mr. Malave. Let me hear your second one you got for me.
All right. The second one is kind of like a genre in horror that I personally love. We did an episode on this whole genre of horror, and I'm talking about vampires, baby. I love me some vampires. And of course, I'm talking about one of your favorite guys.
Oh, you
Mr.
are
so smooth.
Oh, you are
I'm
indeed.
talking about Mr. Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, I love me some MBJ.
I know you love some Michael Jordan. I know you love him.
You just called him Michael Jordan. You called Michael Jordan.
Yep. And
Don't forget the B.
About Michael B. Jordan.
He's black. Don't forget the B.
So is the right Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I know.
But anyway, I'm talking about his movie about like vampires. I'm talking about Sinners. All right, which comes out in April. It's directed by Ryan Coogler. I said that kind of weird, but anyway,
Coogler, Ryan Coogler.
Yeah, I said Coogler. I didn't know why I'm.
You gave him a French move there.
He's a little French.
Because he is Cooglier in this film than in any other one of his movies.
I like that. Put that on a T-shirt.
I like that. Yeah, he's Cooglier. So yeah, it's Michael B. Jordan. He's playing him and his brother for some reason, which I have a little like weirdness about that. We got Omar Benson Miller. We have Haley Seinfeld in this movie. And yeah, it's back in the old towns, right? We have a old town movie, like a period piece. And yeah, they're just like dealing with some like kind of evilness of vampires, and like this trailer looks kind of crazy. I don't know. You guys seen this trailer?
Indeed.
Yes.
I
watched it a long time ago.
He watched it as soon as right before we got on the hype train.
Right before the hype train.
Right before the hype train. But yes, it's a period vampire piece. I'm talking about back in the day. Do they say the year? I mean, or like the century? It's like the early 1900s. Well,
I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will touch base on that. It's like the railroad days.
I saw Tommy Gun, so I'm assuming it's 1920s, 1930s.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Early 1900s. Yep. Yeah, and it's just they don't give away a lot of why or how these vampires came about, but it looks like action driven. It looks like it's like has some dramatization, and like the CGI and the vampire looks really good. We saw in the trailer Haley Seinfeld as a vampire, and that alone, I'm like, I need to see her as a vampire because she looks sensual. sexual,
Yes.
and pretty damn hot. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yes. I would fall. I would fall for that vampire trap.
I would
1,000%.
I would just be like, make me a vampire so we could do this all the time.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? You know?
I'd be falling for that vampire trap at least 5 times a day.
Yeah. And I don't really have to sleep. Like, so, like, you know, it's just pop time. It's like right after. You know,
I'm not gonna say every. I'm not gonna say every day because obviously I gotta keep feeding on blood and things like that. I gotta do some other vampire errands, but most definitely I'd be hitting the vampire trap at least 5 times.
Vampire Seinfeld, yes, definitely. Vampire Haley, my God. You know what I mean? So just off of that alone in the end, I'm like, yes, I'm going to go watch this. We know it's going to be filmed very well because, we have a great director. Michael B. Jordan and Coogler has worked together many times. We got Black Panther, of course, Creed. So I'm super excited. They don't say a lot of what's happening and like a plot given away in this trailer, but we just know that we're going to have a lot of vampire killings. We're going to have a lot of regular people killing vampires. And it's very, like we said before, sensual and sexual. There's music plays a big part in this, which I kind of love. You know what I mean? So I'm excited to see what this movie is going to bring to this vampire genre. So I'm definitely
one of the things that I love about how Ryan Coogler does films and his films with Michael B. Jordan. Here's what how I interpret it, right? I see Ryan Coogler creating or inserting a black voice in Americana, right? Mm-hmm. What I mean by that is, look at the Rocky Balboa story. It's modern day myth, right?
Yep.
And he goes like, well, don't forget about Apollo. Apollo was part of that myth, about a part of that American story. Let's take it now with Creed and keep building on that myth. A black superhero, American myth, right? Granted, he's an African, not African American. He's just African, right? Mm-hmm. But still inspirational because the superhero genre is an American genre. So part of that American myth. Mm-hmm. And now we're delving into vampire lore and vampire myth. You don't see off the top of my head, I can only think of 2 other movies where it's black centered and it's yes, but it's not black centered. Like I'm thinking Blackula and Vampire in Brooklyn.
Oh yeah, Vampire Brooklyn. Yes, but those are kind of like those were spoofs, right? They weren't really taken seriously.
Exactly. Well, Vampire in Brooklyn.
Well, not really.
Vampire in Brooklyn, I would say. Just because it was Eddie Murphy, it was taken seriously.
But it's funny though, right? Like it's still funny. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like that serious.
It has a campy edge, and Blackula does too. To give credit to that movie has one of the best openings ever in a horror movie. Mm-hmm. Yes, Dracula actually kills this African king's wife, and he turns him into a vampire. It's a whole thing. Like it gets silly, but the beginning is actually really good. But what the point I'm trying to get to is, I think this is an attempt by Coogler, like continuing his. Like, we're going to see these myths from a black perspective. And I think it's a really interesting take. I think it's really good.
Yeah, that's very well said, Eddie. I feel like you are spot on this. That's what Ryan does well, and yeah, just especially in the time period, like 1920s and stuff, and like centered on, black only, like bars and everything else too. Like you could definitely, they're going to explore that. As well as the personalization of like fitting in and inviting a vampire in and everything else like that too. So I'm definitely high. Tommy, what do you think about Sinners?
I mean, the fact that it's Michael B. Jordan, I'm already on board. Okay, I'm already on the train. Matter of fact, I am the conductor. I am the one sitting there pressing the button, saying we're going further. Now you're telling me Michael B. Jordan's going to be in a vampire movie and he's playing himself twice. 2 versions of Michael B. Jordan, possibly 2 vampires at the end. I don't know. I love Haley Steinfeld. I think she's fantastic. And I saw the trailer, of course, and I was hyped for it, but I want to see more. And it's coming out pretty soon, as you mentioned. It does come out in April, so it's just going to be one of those that I don't want to see any more. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
same.
I don't want to see any more. I don't want to see another fucking final trailer or some shit. Like I just want to go to the movies and I want to go watch and I want to enjoy it. I know I like Ryan Coogler. I think he's fantastic. Him and Michael B. Jordan together are a fucking huge tandem. So I am as well. I'm very excited and I'm going to see it. We're going to talk about it. So yeah, man, I love vampires. I think they can ruin vampires too. The last time I seen a really good vampire movie was Abigail. I really enjoyed it. I thought Abigail was awesome.
Abigail, yes.
It was a great time. And so this gives me more like a 40 days, 40 nights kind of thing, kind of vibe.
Like a little vibe.
Just with like this old school, back in the railroad days. And shit.
It's almost westerny.
Very westerny. Kind of like if you've seen the Childish Gambino video of Littlefoot, Bigfoot, get it. That's exactly what the vibe I'm getting here, just not in black and white. So yeah, man, I'm pumped and I'm ready to go. Again, it's got Michael B. Jordan, so I'm a fan. We all know I'm a fan.
Oh yeah, we know you're a fan. You know what? I'm gonna officiate that wedding. So let me know. All right. I got a lot of stuff to say about you two. You guys look great. But I'm just you're welcome. I'm just glad that we're all aboard this Sinners hype train, baby.
It's time to come aboard the...
Yes, I agree. We are all aboard this hype train, and now let's go on Big Money. What do you got? What's your number 2?
So this one is a little bit more of an obscure movie. I'm not saying it's totally obscure, like you've never heard it before. It's called Together, and it was made on by a low budget studio, but Neon is distributing it after a terrific performance in Sundance. So usually when they do really well in Sundance and people are vying, like A24 was trying to distribute it, like Apple Plus, a bunch of people were trying to distribute it. So this movie obviously already has a hype train going for it, right? What is it about? It's a body horror movie, and it stars real-life husband and wife, Dave Franco and Alison Brie, which, mind you, I would also fall in that vampire trap at least 8 times a day.
Hold on. Hold on. Wait, they're married? In real life?
Yes.
You know what? I didn't know that.
I didn't know that. Dave Franco, son of a...
I might have to fight Dave Franco. I might have to fight
bitch. I like Alison Brie.
I love Alison Brie.
Me too. I love her so much.
She's going to play, unrelated to the movie, but also related to the movie. She's going to play Evil Lynn in Masters of the Universe.
Nice.
Oh, really?
I want to see her in that costume.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want to do.
Me too, 1,000%.
All right, get back to Together, because
back to the movie.
We got to keep it together.
Yeah, we got to keep it together. Alison Brie's going to tear us apart. Okay, so one of the things I like about this movie is that, first of all, the trailer doesn't say a lot. The trailer just basically gives you hints that there's this happy couple and something fucked up happens to them and something horrible is going to happen to them. It doesn't give away a lot. Unfortunately, and just being really honest with people, IndieWire did a review of the movie, and the review of the movie, based on what I saw, is good, but the review gives away how it happens, even though it doesn't reveal. Apparently, what the reviewer is saying is that the how you get to the body horror part is not the important part, but the body horror scenes are what makes the movie, right?
Interesting.
So already that's interesting. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently they drink some magic water, but I'm not going to give away anything more for people who don't want to be too spoiled by it. But one of the things about this director, though, like his name is Michael Shanks, right? And he looks like a promising talent. And he in an interview, he said that his inspirations are Edgar Wright and Ari Aster. If you don't know who Ari Aster is, a And Edgar Wright, who was, one of my favorites as well. He also said that Lord of the Rings, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and Monty Python are inspirations, and Mr. Shanks, same, 1,000%. So I think that this guy has a lot going for him. And based on the movie, I see the Edgar Wright and I see the Ari Aster in the stills, like this idyllic home, and then slowly it's turned into chaos. I want to see where this movie takes us. Did you guys see the trailers?
Yes, definitely. Yep,
Indeed.
I did.
Right before recording, I did. Mr. Malave maybe sort of a while ago, but I'll be honest with you, I did indeed see it right before recording, and my reaction was, okay.
Yeah, same. Yeah, they don't give away a lot, right? Which I'm okay with, right? I'm okay with that. But what we see, like as far as body, is very close up, and it's very like you get the like claustrophobia of this trailer, like. When Dave Franco's like pressed up against the wall in the shower, and then like same thing, Alison Brie against the window, and I want to get her against the window. Anyway, then that last final scene when they're like their eyelashes are kind of intertwining, and you're like, what the fuck did I just watch? But now I'm intrigued and I'm ready to go. You know what I mean?
There is before I get to something that I have a theory on, Mr. Bay, what did you think?
Yeah. Again, it gave me that vibe of okay. It just looks weird. It looks really interesting, but it looks like really weird. And if I had to choose, if I had to sit there and say, okay, am I going to watch this movie? Probably not. I probably wouldn't do it on my own. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be like, oh, let me go watch together. Because I'm sure, if it's hyped, that means we're going to probably talk about it on this show. So I'll be watching it, of course. And if not, if it was up to me, I probably wouldn't watch it right now. I'd probably wait and I'd listen to what people are saying, kind of like how Companion was,
right?
Which Companion gave away a lot. So to me, I was lost. But I love Dave Franco. I think he's great. And I love Alison Brie. So in that sense, it's like, I think we're going to have a good time with this movie. But again, it's like The Substance, where what the fuck am I watching? What is this shit?
It looks like a mind-fucked movie.
And honestly, a lot of those are really good. So yeah, I can tell you right now, would I personally choose this as a movie that I need to see? No. Will I see it? Yeah. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah, I'm going to watch it. But it's fucking weird. Okay. Are they dogs? Yeah. Are the dogs turning into that? Like, what the fuck is that? Are they aliens? Like, what's going on? I don't know.
That's what I was getting at. I think that the dogs are not them, but rather what's going to happen to them. As you see the dogs compenetrating and joining together, I think that whatever's happening, because it's a body horror movie, so it kind of gives it away what's going to happen to them. Like, it's kind of like it's going to be a metaphor for something about relationships and sticking together, but then they're going to end up just like melted together, like as we saw with the eyelashes at the end. So I'm just interested in seeing how it's, because apparently, according to that IndieWire review, it's the body horror portions that actually are the highlight. The story is just an excuse to show that metaphor in live action. So it's interesting.
It's crazy because like when I looked this up, right, there's only 3 cast members in the whole cast, like in that whole little section. It's Dave Franco, Alison Brie, and Damian Harriman. And it's just like, okay, like, they better bring it then. You know what I mean? They better fucking bring it. I seen the trailer like recently. It looks kind of creepy. It looks kind of weird, but I'm for it. You know what I mean? I'll watch it. It wasn't put on my radar until the hype train. So like, let's see what happens. Let's see what fucking happens.
Yeah, I agree. The fact that, like Miss Malava, you just said, there's only 3, fucking cast members here. That's not a bad thing either, because this means that movie's tight. And when you can say tight and you got some good actors and actresses in it, you could do a lot, and a movie could be really good with a very small cast. So I will agree
when you can
that it
say
could be exciting.
tight with Alison Brie, that's good.
And again, pressed up against
you could
the
put
wall.
them in the same sentence if you want, and it will fit right. Ha! I did that. I did the fit right part. So, Big Money, does that mean you are 1,000% on board?
I'm hyped.
It's time to come aboard the...
All right. Well, let's go ahead and we'll move on to me right now with the final one. And I had to finish off strong because Big Money, you started off strong. You're talking about unicorns, right? Fucking unicorns, death of unicorns. And of course, our favorite person alive, Big Paul Rudd.
Big Paul Rudd.
Big Paul Rudd. Big Paul Rudd. I'm going to finish off with Big Paul Rudd. Because, man, I don't know if you guys know this. Actually, I do. I know you do. But people out there, I don't know if you know this, but we are getting a remake of Anaconda. Yeah, Anaconda. If you remember, Anaconda had John Voight, Ice Cube, Jennifer fucking Lopez. I got to tell you.
The snakes out there this big.
The snakes out there this big. And there are, Mr. Cube, there are indeed snakes out there that fucking big. Nothing beats a good old John Voight's South African accent. That can't be.
Yes.
Can't be, just fucking nails it. I mean, it's just.
Holds you tighter than your true love.
Like Mateo dies and it's just, yeah, I was going to say, yeah, fuck off. And then he moves on with it. Owen Wilson is also in that movie too. Fantastic Death. And of course, the most iconic scene with him inside the body. Love that part so much. But we got another Anaconda coming. And it's going to be my man, Big Paul Rudd, of course. And Jack Black is also in this movie. Now, here's the thing. I get two options here. I get a little scared, number one, because this is obviously going to go comedy rap. First one wasn't comedy.
No.
It was comedy when you watched it.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
But it was not meant to be comedy. But this one indeed will be probably a very comedic type of role. The back and forth that they're going to have is probably going to be hilarious. And what's going to be even more cool is it's coming out on Christmas. This is a good fucking Christmas movie. Hey, what's your favorite Christmas movie? The fucking Anaconda with Paul Rudd and Jack Black. It's one of my favorites.
Reboot.
I'll tell you this right now. Now, there's not a lot to go off of it. There's not a lot to go off of it. There's no trip. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, will the snakes have a little Santa hats?
No.
I don't think it takes place during Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh,
But-
see, that sucks because I wanted.
But if it does, that'd be really funny.
Continue on. I apologize.
Well, like I was saying, there's not a lot out right now. They're currently filming, so there's not a lot to touch on. We're looking at it like how the original probably was, and then just switch it up a little bit. If it takes place during Christmas, then if an Anaconda does not have a Santa Claus hat on, then this movie has dropped the ball 1,000%. But I'm gonna go with no. I think it's just coming out on Christmas. In that case, but then again, like I said, there's no trailer, there's no stills. You know, if you do see a still, it's fucking AI. It's done by AI, so no. But here's my thing. I'm gonna go Mr. Malave real quick. Did you, two questions for you? Number one, did you enjoy the original Anaconda? And number two, what is your reaction to this happening? And with those two members, again, there are more people in this movie, but we're only going to focus on Paul Rudd and Jack Black in Anaconda. So again, number one, first question, did you enjoy this? Did you enjoy the first one? And two, reaction to this coming out.
Yeah, so the original one, I really, really did enjoy it. It came out in 1997. I remember my parents renting it, and we were watching it and thinking, wow, J-Lo's really hot. But then also like, damn, son, like this is cool. Like the way, like this, the snake, looking back on it now, the snake CGI wasn't great, but like, you know, I love like just, you know, them going into the jungle and the guys, like the twist of him hunting it and everything else. Like I thought it was a good movie to the point where I've seen it many times growing up. You know what I mean? So it has that special place in my heart, whether it's a great movie or not. The movie itself was good. The killings were great. You know, especially when they're tying it up and you see the squish, especially when the snake throws up and then has the body and I mean, he blinks and then he falls down. Fucking iconic. You know what I mean? So I really enjoyed the first Anaconda movie. Then they did kind of like a sequel, but not really a sequel with the Search for the Blood Diamonds or whatever else like that. And it was like, then I'm like, is this a sequel? Is this not a sequel? There's more snakes now. Like it got weird. And then they gave us Snakes on a Plane, which I know they're not the same movie franchise, but it feels like they're the same because they have snakes, right? Which I don't know why, but it does, you know? So yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about a reboot, right? Because if it just, I just don't know. Like, I don't know what to think. Also, with the casting, I don't know what to think, right? Because I don't know how you're going to give me a comedy Anaconda movie, right? Are you going to give me the dry humor? Are you just going to have humor in this, like horror movie? Like, I don't know. Like, because all we have for comedy campy stupidness is Snakes on a Plane, and that was ridiculous. And like, it had action, but it had Samuel L. Jackson with action, so it kind of worked. I just don't know how Paul Rudd and Jack Black, which are very funny pairing together and singles wise, like, that's going to be good comedic humor and banter. But how are you going to adapt that into Anaconda and like just the killing and the premise behind it? Like, what are you guys actually going to do? Are you hunting it? Do you know it exists? Like, I have so many questions. And I don't know if I'm hyped. I'm gonna see it because I love the original so much. So yeah, I can't wait to watch it just because I have so many questions, right? But I just don't know how it's gonna work. But please make me a believer because I'm in.
Yeah. I agree with you too, because it's going to be interesting. Again, there's not a lot to go off of. So, we're not going to see a trailer. We're probably not going to see a trailer until August. August, September.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a while until we see it. But, I like how you said, like, Snakes on a Plane was like, it's campy, funny horror kind of shit. I mean, so was the original. They just didn't think it was going to be. Like, you're watching it like, wow, John Voight. Like, that's all we can talk about is John Voight just acting his ass off and terribly.
Yeah.
And it worked. And I agree. Like, I remember going to Blockbuster and seeing the fucking cover, which was the snake.
The eyes.
The eyes of the snake.
Yeah.
And like the CGI, yeah, of course, the CGI wasn't that great, but they also used a robotic fucking Anaconda, which
that one for me still holds up.
That holds up.
Like, that holds up.
Ice Cube said that shit fucking caught on fire. Like, it almost fucking killed them. So it is exciting. Obviously, this is going to be CGI. Now, the one thing on Big Money, I'm about to get to you as well with the same question, the two questions. Here's the thing. I feel that we need to see the snake eat Jack Black and then see it in the body, because that fucking scene still holds up. That CGI, that shit looks good. I'll give him credit.
In the water, when it's swimming?
In the water, it looks good. Now, the snake doesn't look that great as it's swimming, but that specific, with the body, with the mouth open like that looks good. That still holds up till today. And again, that's a big character, Owen Wilson. That at that point he wasn't Owen Wilson at that point, but you knew who he was, and he gets a pretty shitty death, blamed in the long run because of John Voight's character. And again, that's an iconic fucking scene from that film. So in that case, that's one major reason why I'm hyped, obviously, because of the two actors being involved. Big Money, again, I'm going to you with this one. Did you enjoy the first one? And knowing that you got Paul Rudd and Jack Black together in an Anaconda reboot, how do you feel?
So I adore the first one. And the reason I say I adore is because I don't love it and like I would love a good movie. I adore it like I love a bad campy movie, right? Like, it's one of those things that it's like it stays in your heart and you watch it over and over, even though in your heart this is not a good movie, but it is such a fun movie, right? So that for me is what Anaconda is. I have to just say that Matt talking about him going as a little kid watching this movie with his parents and then enjoying how hot J-Lo was, talking with his parents about how hot J-Lo was, had me dying laughing for quite a bit. But,
my dad was like, you see her? She's hot, right? She's Puerto Rican. I was like, I love them.
I know. But my father made everybody from Ponce, like from our barrio, El Tuque. Like, he would go like, Will Smith, you see them? From El Tuque, right? I was like, really? And you believe it as a child. My father was cruel.
No,
I press forward. I press on. The other sequels for Anaconda, I did not enjoy. And it's not just Hunt for the Blood Orchid. There's like 2 or 3 more, and they were all on the Sci-Fi Channel. I don't know if y'all remember that. Those were terrible. All those like 3 or 4 extra movies, they're vomit. They're not good. And going to what they could do with Paul Rudd and Jack Black. Look, I'm not going to say that I hate it because I don't know what they're going to do. They could make it actually very interesting, and this could be an example. I'm just throwing, you know, cards in the air. This could be an example of a proper remake where the movie has already a previous tone, and you're not going to try and imitate that different tone. You're going to do something else. You could make it actually scary. Could, but then again, why would you hire Paul Rudd and Jack Black? Which means that it probably is going to be a comedy horror. If that's the case, then you're just doing a different movie, which is okay, because if you're going to do a remake, you should be doing something different. If you're going to be doing the same shot for shot thing like Psycho did, we talked about this in previous episodes, you're going to be doing a play by play remake of the other one, you are wasting your time, because the original one will almost always 99% of the time be better than that remake.
Agreed.
Look at those Disney live action movies. No, they don't work. Why don't they work? Because every time you get a scene from the other one, you're just thinking about the other scene, and then you go like, I saw that's good. And you could have an homage scene like that Owen Wilson scene with the Anaconda, like that could be there, and people go like, oh, like in the other one, but you just keep doing a different story. So I am actually, based on the casting alone, I am excited to see where they take it, and I hope they do it in a creative route.
Yeah, I agree. It to me, it's exciting because I really did enjoy the original. I know it's not a good movie, but again, I've said many times, and Big Money, you've also agreed with me, Mr. Malava, you as well have agreed with me that a bad movie can still be fun, you know. And I always go back to that whole G.I. Joe, Rise of Cobra. Like, yeah, is it shit? Yeah. But I had a fucking field day in that movie theater. I was like, this is fucking I was hyped. I was like, let's go. This is fun. I liked the cast. I thought everybody did a pretty good job, you know? Yeah. So when Brendan Fraser showed up, I was like, it's fucking Brendan Fraser. Like, you know, like all that type of shit. So
that last scene where he goes like, you may call me Commander. And I'm like, Commander Cobra.
Yeah, like that gets you hyped. And even though we know the movie is not the greatest thing in the world, we can still have fun with it. And I feel this is what the original was. And I actually feel this is probably how this one's going to be too. But hey, listen, we are going to see it. We're going to do an episode about it. We're going to do an episode probably about the original too. And I don't know if you guys know this, but there is also another Anaconda that came out last year. It's, if I'm not mistaken, it's either, I believe it's from Japan or Korea, because, you know, those two love to bang out shit. I've heard very good things. So I'd like to see that as well. But yeah, so as you know, in that case, I am 1,000% aboard that hype train for Anaconda, the reboot.
It's time to come aboard the...
All right. So in that case, I mean, looks like, you know, we are currently on this train. We're heading back to our new Night School Horror. But before we do that, I always believe that no matter what happens, there's always something to learn. There's always something to talk about. And just like I love to say, if you learn something new every day, you're going to be one hell of a smart individual. And that means me and Mr. Malave, we need to learn something new today. And in order to learn something new, we're going to need some lessons from a cigarette smoking man.
Mijo, listen close, aquí está la verdad. If your house says get out, don't be living with that. Dancing with demons, pero con ritmo. Eddie drops wisdom with every humor. Lessons from a cigarette smoking man. With a puff and a glance, he's got the master plan. From insidious to it, he'll make you think. Aprende la lección y no mueras tan quick.
Some wisdom, kid. This week, we have perused a wide selection of topics. Yet there is a common thread among all these possible gems. Maximilian Paulus Stephanus Rudicus, better known as Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd's Hawaiian name is Kuru. It means Chuck. Here's what we will do. let's see what we can learn from Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd is actually married to Julie Jaeger, Sabrina Ace, and Tommy James. I officiated their wedding. This is not polygamy. Polygamy does not include Paul Rudd. He is just at the epicenter of love. Big Paul Rudd, small Paul Rudd, medium Paul Rudd are all equally entertaining. Paul Rudd is naturally adorable. Steve Rogers' ass is America's ass. Marriage is like that show, Everybody Loves Raymond, but it's not funny. All the problems are the same, but it's, instead of all the funny, pithy dialogue, everybody's just really pissed off and tense. Marriage is like an unfunny, tense version of Everybody Loves Raymond. But it doesn't last 22 minutes, it lasts forever. We accept the love we think we deserve. Rock and roll all night and part of every day. You should use the rest of your time to run errands. There are no perks of being a wildflower. If you run for public office and enjoy it, it's a camp pleasure. If you don't enjoy it, it's a campaign. 60% of the time, it works every time. There's a difference between being lonely and being alone. The real curse of Michael Myers was the absence of family and friends. On that note, Michael Myers is a great uncle, excellent friend, and would have been a terrific babysitter for Tommy Doyle. If you get bitten by a shark, you're going to give up more than surfing. Barbecue face. You don't want to kiss someone with barbecue face. Sex Panther cologne is illegal in 9 countries. It also has bits of panther in it. When life gives you lemons, just say, fuck the lemons and bail. Cigarettes are shields against meaningful interaction with people. Slapping the bass, slappa the bass, slappa the bassman, slappa the bassman, totes my goats. Till next time, here's looking at you, kid.
All right, thank you, Big Money.
Thanks,
that was
Thank
great,
you.
and I learned a lot. That's what matters in the long run. Again, like I said, if you learn something new every day, you could be the smartest man alive.
I have a question
These
for you,
gems-
Big Money.
Yeah.
How'd you get Ed Sheeran on your damn theme song? Because fuck, that's nice.
Well, I actually know him. I actually am one of his advisors of life. He actually listens to the cigarette smoking man. He caught me one time actually smoking outside one of his concerts because I hated his music. And I told him right off the bat that I hated his music. And he was like, oh my God, you're so genuine and authentic. And I was like, yeah, whatever. So he invited me in for some coffee and tea. And we hit it off from there.
Yeah, wow.
That makes a lot of sense.
That does.
It makes a lot of sense. And
Well, I'm just
I'm
jealous.
glad.
I'm just jealous.
I'm glad indeed that Ed Sheeran has decided, though he did not, to do your theme song. So, okay, listen, we're heading back to our school right now. We're about to get off this hype train. So let's all say our goodbyes. Let's say sayonara, and we'll see you next time. Let's start with Mr. Malave.
All right, guys. Well, you know what? I had fun on this ride on the hype train. I can't wait to get off because I have to pee. But yeah, it was fun. I cannot wait for all these movies that we are eventually going to see and talk about. So yeah, until then, we have a beautiful year ahead of us with a lot of horror movies. So that's always good. So until the next class, I'm Mr. Malave, aka Matthew Malave, aka your longest reigning, defending Who You Got champion. And I'll talk to you soon.
All right, Big Money Eddie, the Grand Wizard of Horror. Your go.
Okay. So everybody, Big Money Eddie signing off. Remembering a couple of things very important. Big Paul Rudd is the man. Alison Brie is hot. We're excited about all these movies. I'm still missing my sticky chair. Sticky benches don't work. And most importantly of all, I'm really hoping that we find Sabrina because I'm really concerned. So Sabrina, wherever you are, come. We need you.
Yeah, I agree 1,000%. I hope Sabrina's doing okay and whatnot. But of course, my name is Tommy James, aka Mr. Oh So Smooth, aka the Smooth Effect himself. The movie got babe. Hold on a sec.
You're good? You good?
I missed a phone call.
Oh no.
I don't know.
That's all right. But just sign off. You can check.
Yeah, wait.
Check it out.
Oh no, wait, hold on a second.
I was going to say, this is totally unprofessional.
No,
what is he doing?
Yeah,
checking
dude. What are
his
you
phone?
doing?
Hold on.
Just end it.
Okay, hold on. Wait. No, this is actually important, guys. I think you might want to
Come on,
hear
bro.
this.
I gotta pee.
I missed a phone call from Sabrina, actually.
Oh.
Hold on. Let me just plug my phone in real quick. Yeah, I think everybody here, and including the listeners, need to hear this because we're trying to figure out where the fuck she is. So give me a second. I'm plugged in here. All right, I'm going to play it. So here we go.
You guys are not going to believe what I found.
That's it?
Sorry.
That's
I,
it?
sorry. I fucking moved it down. My bad. Let me do that one more time.
What?
Yeah,
What?
that was weird. There is more to the message. I guess I must have fucking hit it. Hold on. Give me, move it up. And all right, here we go.
Tommy, Jesus, answer your fucking phone. Listen, I need you and the guys to get to the hype train station now. Meet me by the old school as quick as you can. You guys are not going to believe what I found.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
What the?
Oh, okay. Conductor, we nope. We got to go back.
I told myself I would never go back there.
I mean, all right.
I'm excited to go there. I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen. That's right. Take us to the old school. Let's go. All right. So here we go. I don't know, guys. That was a little strange. I'm a little confused at that one. And the fact that I don't know. She sounded a little strange, like a little far away.
Yeah, no, it sounded like she was in a different dimension.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's. I don't even think that's Sabrina.
Well, I mean, we got to figure this out. I mean, right now we got the conductor taking us on our way back to the old school, which, as we know, technically did burn down. So I'd be really interested in seeing what's going to happen here. Oh man, she did sound like a little concerned, a little terrified at the same time, a little frantic. But she said she found something.
I hope she didn't touch a thing and then turn around. That's bad.
She definitely.
I hope she learned her lesson.
She did find something, so I'm assuming she touched it, then turned around, or she probably grabbed it this time, which is probably worse. And maybe we shouldn't be going this route.
Yet here we are.
Yeah, here we are indeed. All right, looks like we're pulling up right over here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look, I just saw her. She's all the way at the other side.
We're in the wrong fucking cart. Okay, all right.
That's fucking.
Sabrina!
That's all right.
Hold on. All right, hold on. We got to get here.
All right, you know what? Let me go get her because
Matt,
even
go
if
get her.
we'll just start walking down the other train.
Yeah, perfect. Go get it real quick. All right, hold on. Wait. Hold on. Let the fucking thing stop. Stop, please. All right, perfect. And
yep. All right,
go.
got it. Sabrina.